Alright, welcome to this new video. In this video, we're going to talk about ICT's favorite model, the unicorn model. First, we're going over the framework, going to recap what breakers are, what fair value gaps are, and after that, we're going into the charts to see some examples. So without further ado, let's dive in. The unicorn model is the overlapping part between a breaker and a fair value gap. First, let's go over what a breaker was again. A bearish breaker are down close candles where there is a high, a low, a higher high, a lower low, and then price comes back into that. So when you mark this out, you have a high, a low, a higher high, a lower low, and these down close candles are the breaker. To make it easier for yourself, just watch at the last down close candles before a sweep of liquidity. So this is the breaker, these down close candles. Next, what is a fair value gap? A fair value gap is a 3-candle pattern where there is a gap in between. So you see this down close candle and the low. You see the 3rd candle and the high. There's an overlapping part where there's nothing. And price likes to rebalance there. Price wants to find fair value over there. So when you mark it out, this is the fair value gap. So you need to find the breaker, the down close candles. You need to find the fair value gap right here. And the overlapping part, that is your entry. And you see price displays lower, leaving a fair value gap, comes back into the breaker. Exactly, the bodies are respecting the bottom of the breaker. And then it moves away. Let's take a look at the bullish example. Pause your chart right now and try to identify the breaker, the fair value gap, in the unicorn model. Alright, so a bullish breaker is a low, a high, lower low, and a higher high. And the up close candle, that's your bullish breaker. In other words, the last up close candle before a sweep of liquidity. So the blue area is your breaker. For value gap, there's a gap between the high of this candle and the low of the 3rd candle. And this is where price likes to seek fair value. In the overlapping part, that is your unicorn entry. Perhaps you're wondering if you should use the wick of the breaker block or the body of the breaker block. That's up to trader discretion. I like to use the wick. If you want to use the body, you can get your nice unicorn models as well. The nice thing about the unicorn model is that you can use it on every time frame. In the previous examples, we looked at the 1 minute. Now we're looking at the 1 hour time frame. So let's pause the video and see if you can spot the breaker block, the fair value gap, and the unicorn entry. Inside a piece of price action, you can have multiple breakers. I like to look at this low, this high. You get a lower low, low here, a higher high, right here. And then these up close candles is your breaker. You can also say that this is your bullish breaker. I like to use the bigger candles because there's more volume inside this move. Let's mark it out. And the fair value gap is right here. So we have fair value gap inside a bullish breaker. And here is your entry model. Target, swing high. You can put your stop below the breaker or below the last low, or 1 to 3, or 1 to 5. And of course, you can combine this with the other concepts inside the mentorship. So here we have a high, a low, a higher high, a lower low. Makes this piece of price action a bearish breaker. Also, we have up close candles that take up liquidity. That makes this up close candle a bearish order block. We have a fair value gap. We are in premium of the dealing range. Right here is premium. Also, we touch in the OTE area, 0.618, before going lower. Of course, you don't need all these arrays, but when multiple arrays stack in one single area, it's very high probable that the price is going to react from that. So please keep it in mind while backtesting this unicorn model. Thank you for watching this video. In this video, we discussed breaker blocks, fair value gaps, and the unicorn model. If you like this kind of videos, please like and subscribe, share it with all your trading friends, and I'll see you in the next one.